I'm at the TubeTalk.
Welcome back, Douglas. I want no complaints this week. I've just given you a monthly bonus.
Yep, so we're all happy now, aren't we?
Yeah, so I want a good tube talk from you. I want enthusiasm. I want a little bit of, personal insights.
Alright.
I want, a bit of joie de vivre, a bit of joy of life.
Okay. Well, here's some personal insight for you. The Tissue ran 4th in the Group 1, which I think was pretty good.
It was really good. Just as we spoke about last week, the 1400 at Group 1 level is just a touch short for her. And so she was off the bit the whole way, but she was charging home late, really getting home good. And if it had been a mile, I think she was probably all over it. So, nice end to her campaign. Great to get her back on track. She now goes for a spell. She'll come back in the spring. We'll aim her initially at the Epsom, $1.5 million Group 1 mile handicap, and then I'd like to see her over 2,000 metres post that. So that'll be her plan.
Deal's done, finished 3rd last Saturday.
Yeah, our bet of the week. Kavish is a good rider, but I just wish we had a fit horse, and he sat. We wanted to lead. We ended up sitting outside the lead, and he just sat off it. And I would have loved from the 800 him just to put pressure on, because I think if it had been a hard slog, I think he would have won. He wasn't beaten far. He's knocking right on the door for a win. Interesting, his form's gone 6.543. So hopefully we jump the 2 and go straight to a 1 next start. But 7th of July at Ashburton, I think he'll be ready to strike.
Yeah. On Wednesday, Abandon was 2nd on debut.
Yeah, very good horse, man. 2-year-old race, 1300, drew out wide, sat 4 wide early without cover, 3 wide without cover on the speed the whole way, and he got beaten about a nose. It was a super run. He's a very good horse in the making. Next up, he will either go to there's the Rider Stakes at Levin, and there's the ITM Winter Championship 2-year-old final up at Rakaka on the 14th of July. Both are 60 grand, so we'll head one of those directions.
On Thursday, Count on Me was 2nd.
Yes, 3rd, 2nd in a row. I think he's a horse that, as he matures and gets, and even in his next preparation, he's going to get stronger. And I think at the moment he's putting himself in a position to win races. He's just not quite strong enough that yet that he's developed a sprint, and I think you'll see that as he matures. So he's a nice horse in the making. He's knocking on the door for a win. He set 1 off the fence in front, burnt it on Thursday, burnt off the leader, and then just got overhauled a bit late. But I think going up in ground distance for him even will suit even more, and he's a horse that will continue to get better.
Moving on to this week, on Friday at New Plymouth, race 2, we have Oceanides.
She gets up to 2,000 metres, which will really suit. Her run 2 starts ago was very good. Last start, it wasn't bad. She just kind of raced a bit too keenly over a mile, but she stuck on well. Go to 2,000 metres, I think suits. Craig Gould's in the saddle suits. The issue being she's probably going to start from barrier 1 on a heavy track, so Craig's just going to have to try and get it off into the better part of the track at the right time. And if he does, I think she's a good each-way chance at over the odds at 16 miles.
Race 8, Can't Catch Her.
I thought it was a good, nice fresh-up run for 5th after being off the scene for a while. Has improved for that. The little video will show you is when she raced at Taranaki. She liked the track, got home well. So I think if we can just be relaxed in the first half of the race, building our reefs from about the 700 metres, I think she'll finish off well. I think she'll improve on her first up run. I think she's a nice each-way chance, and I think she'll be even better when we get to 2,000.
On Saturday at Hastings, race 4, we have Rock Island 9.
Yeah, so he strikes a field where he's got 60.5 kilos, but Lily Sutherland jumps on board, so he comes out at 56.5. He strikes a field where Enciero and Ladies First, something like that, are both going to be red-hot favourites, and the money's going to come for them, and they'll be the only horse to stay back. But Rock Island Line, he can be the spoiler of the party. I really, really think he can. He gets back to 74 grade for the first time in a long time, dropping back from open class. 1,400 metres is his favourite distance. He's won at Hastings before, got a bit of weight off the back. Wouldn't be surprised at all if he runs very well, I think he'll drift in the market, and I think he's a very good each way bet.
At Real Kaka race 6 we have Callicidum.
And
we also have Flossy, Rosy Candy, but I thought we should talk about Callicidum first.
Yeah, we should. Unfortunately, they've both drawn terrible barrier draws. Callicidum's 20 of 20, so she comes start from the outside barrier. She was building nicely, and she'd run. She 2 starts ago, she ran a very, very good second, beaten very narrowly. And then last start, she just raced a bit off. She just she had to chase a bit early and then didn't quite finish it off. So we want to see improvement from her. From that barrier draw makes it incredibly tough. But I think given that it's been the best track around and that it leads into a possible $60,000 race for a next start, we've got to run. From that barrier draw, I think we've got no choice but to go back, just get her relaxed, get her into a good rhythm, try and get onto the back of something and see who finish off the race hard. Hard to win from the back at Ruakaka, but I think that's the way we're going to have to ride her. I certainly think she can improve on her flat last up run. Flossy, Rosy Candy, 2 starts ago was good for third. Last start just a bit flat again. She's got barrier 17. If she runs, we may run or we may scratch and wait for Cambridge next Wednesday. We'll just make that decision probably Saturday morning, Friday afternoon. If she runs, same thing. We're going to have to go back on her. Joe Cameron on board, claiming a kilo, and just again look to ride her conservatively, get on the back of something and finish off well. That'll be the key for her if she runs. They can both run nice races, but they are both under strong notice.
Race 7, While I Never.
Comeback super. Fresh up run for second, beaten nose was massive. Second up was exposed very early, 3 and 4 wide without cover. Stuck on well. She should come into about barrier 9. I think the key is just getting across, getting a cover, getting her relaxed for the first half of the race, and then giving her an opportunity from the 600. As long as we don't go too early, I think she's right in this race. She can certainly win. She's come back well. Will be even better getting up to 2,000.
Moving on to Australia, at Rosehill race 9, we have Lord Ardmore and Wairau Falls.
Lord Ardmore was enormous first up, running second. Over 1,300 metres of distance, well short of his best. He's still short of his best over 1,500, but it suits better than 1,300. He's got a big weight to carry, 59.5. William Pike in the saddle's excellent. Barrier 14, not so good. So he's going to be back with cover. He's going to need speed on. He will be finishing off hard, no doubt about it. But the race just doesn't probably map out well for him. I expect him to run well, but I think from that draw it's difficult to win. But he's come back enormously well, so you can't ride him off. And third up over 1,800, he'll be awfully hard to beat. Wairau Falls will make a call on Saturday whether to run him. He ran last week and he ran a nice 4th. He's running nice races at the moment without quite knocking them off. He wasn't beaten far last week. He was hitting the line well. We've brought him back in distance and put a apprentice on who claims 2 kilos. His weight drops to 56.5 kilos, which is nice. For him, he's got a nice barrier draw, so he should be able to sit relatively handy. And we'll just see how well he's freshened up from last week. We won't make a call on running him until Saturday morning. And if he doesn't run, there's a couple of nice options for him. But I honestly don't think there's much between him and Lord Ardmore in this race.
Now move on to Bid of the Week. And this Bid of the Week on Saturday at Hastings Race 1, we have Hurricane.
Like this horse. He's having his hurdles debut from the barn of Raymond Connors, who certainly knows how to train a jumper. He's an open class horse on the flat. He's running in a maiden hurdle. His last start run on the heavy track at Trentham was fantastic, storming home. The 2,500 metres holds no issues. He's running against horses who are inferior to him on the flat, several lengths inferior. As long as he can jump cleanly, he is a massive chance. He opened at 320. I think that's huge money. I expect him to open about 220. I think anything over 250 is good money for him. Hurricane, race 1, Hastings.
That is Bit of the Week, and that concludes TubeTalk.
It does. Thank you, Douglas, and we shall see everyone next week.
Bye.
Just being nudged along now, followed by Not a Bad Idea. Then came Charmers from Dream Circle. AC Dynasty hunting the fence, and Wairiri Falls is still last into the straight. And Liz Dunvana took the lead away from No Escape. Liz Dunvana got 2 lengths clear. Down the outside as Wairiri Falls is starting to put in a good run together with Dream Circle. Liz Dunvana over on the inside, but wide out. Wairiri Falls goes to it now. Wairiri Falls draws level with Liz Dunvana. Put the head in front and has come from last to beat them well. Wairiri Falls by a half length.